Hey everyone, Jada here, bringing you the first monthly Melee Minutes for 2020 in Pittsburgh Melee. So this is going to be a different format from the other one, which I really just did a slideshow type thing. This I'm going to do a lot more off the cuff, just going through the brackets visually. For a couple reasons, I want to try a different format and see how it goes, and then also my life's been super hectic, and this was less preparation, I guess, but I don't know, we'll see. This is all now in flux and a work in progress. But I wanted to start off with the PR that came out recently, so the Winter 2019 PR for Pittsburgh. A lot of familiar faces. Two new faces that I want to highlight are Michael, the Puff player, originally from Chicago. He moved to Morgantown, West Virginia recently for work and has now found himself in Pittsburgh. And then the other face, new to the PR, but definitely not new to the Pittsburgh scene, is Digital Cannon, a Pikachu player with a Fox and Icy secondary. Big fan of DC, he's great, so good to see him on there. But yeah, so let's get started. So starting off with the first local that happened in January 3rd, Man on a Ledge 294. So I'm not going to go through, every single result, of course. I'll link the brackets and you go check them out if you really want to dig into it. So most of the things going as expected, but two players I want to highlight are Gerb and Razon. So Gerb is a former Pittsburgh PR Marth main, playing a lot more Eunice and I think some Melty Blood and a lot of other games too. But Gerb decided to just show up out of the blue and he made a run. He was seeded 12th, had to play Ideas Guy for a second round, which is a rough draw for that. But so he beat Loop, the Sheik player, before losing to Ideas Guy. Then beat Oblivion, the Slippery Rock Spacey player, Rodney, the RMU Marth, and the Ditto. He beat Stro, which pretty sure they traded sets back when Gerb was super active. And then beating WA Matt before losing to Ideas Guy again. So a very impressive showing by Gerb. He's definitely still got it. He's super solid at just games in general. The other player, of course, is, as I mentioned, Razon. So Razon is a Erie Falco player. Doesn't get to come to a lot of tournaments, but I think he's very solid. And he showed that here. So he was seeded 14th. He beat Peanut Butter Crepes, or PBC, the Ohio Falco player, in the Ditto. Lost to Crike, but then definitely made a loser's run, beating Poopy Joe. Poopy Joe, I'm not sure if he went Samus or Mewtwo, but Razon took the set 2-0, beat Digital Cannon 2-1, and then Just 2-1, and Spinda 2-1 before losing to Crike again. So double eliminated by Crike. Similar to how Gerb was double eliminated by Ideas Guy, but both definitely impressive showings by both players. So props to them. Oh, I almost forgot. So both semis went to Game 3. Winners Finals went to Game 5 with Peach Puff. And then Grand Finals was reset by Michael. And then Polish won Game 5. So this was a marathon. I wasn't personally there, but definitely a long tournament. But Polish pulled out the W after 15 games. Props to, all the players. Would have loved to watch at least some of it. Maybe not all of it, but definitely some of it. So moving on to Mole 295. Two players I want to highlight here are Stro and Crike. So, like I said, I'm not going to read through all the results. But for Stro beat Grand Noir for his first set and lost to Just. Just has definitely been a bit of a bracket demon for Stro. Stro is a Link main with a Falco secondary that he's starting to play more and more as there are more Sheiks coming up in Pittsburgh. And Just is an up-and-coming Sheik player, definitely super solid, improving very fast. So Just took Stro out. I'm pretty sure Just is definitely favored in the head-to-head. So then Stro dropped to the losers bracket where he beat Shay, and I'm assuming Link Falco, beat Charlie Brown, the Marth, beat WA Matt, and Super Ginger, both impressive wins. Playing Link for Spaceys is not easy. And then lost Game 3 to Jada, where Jada went Sheik the whole set, and Stro went Falco the whole set. So definitely, I don't know what Stro's approach is between switching characters, but props to him. And the other player I want to highlight is Crike, where Crike actually got upset in winner's quarters by Jada. Game 3, it was a fun set, personally. Not our best play, but I don't know, it was fun. And then Crike made a loser's run, beating Fun Machine Luigi, beating the most honest man, which is Ideas Guy's Doc / Mario, and then beating Spinda, beating Jada on the run back, another fun set, and then beating Connor 3-1 before losing in grands to Michael. Michael only dropping 2 games, 1 to Connor and 1 to Crike that tournament. So super solid play. Moving on to the next week for Mole 296 on January 17th. Michael taking home first again, then Ganondorf Ideas Guy. Definitely, this is pretty much going exactly to PR as far as I could tell. But some players to highlight, definitely WA Matt. So WA Matt beating Kandayo. I know Kandayo's been taking sets. I don't know what their head-to-head is. Kandayo's a Marth player. And Wamat losing to Ganondorf, but definitely made a loser's run where he beat Swordman, which I believe is Thost's Marth, but correct me if I'm wrong. And then he beat Super Ginger, beat Just, both being upset before losing to both of them 2-0 as well before losing to Ganondorf again. But WA Matt definitely doing good. I know I've talked to him personally. He said he definitely wants to level up this season. He seems to be showing that. Another player is Charlie Brown. So Charlie Brown upsetting Super Ginger. Charlie Brown's a Marth main, upsetting Super Ginger and almost upsetting Just. They're all very close to making it to semis. And then Charlie Brown beats Sarlo, the Fox / sometimes Samus player from Ohio, beating Kandayo in the Ditto before losing to Ganondorf again. So, losing to Just and Ganondorf, but Charlie Brown definitely outplacing a seed, doing well. And then the other player, just want to highlight, Ideas Guy, not dropping any games, upsetting Ganondorf. I don't know if it's a Fox Ditto or Sheik Fox, I don't know what was going on, but beat Ganondorf, got a shot at Michael, but unfortunately lost, and then lost game 5 to Ganondorf, but Ideas Guy making the upset there. Moving on to January 24th of 2020 with Mole 297. So the 2 players I want to highlight here are Ganondorf and Feihe. So Ganondorf placing 2nd and Feihe placing 9th. So just going through the bracket. So Ganondorf, just 2-0ing everyone up until semis, where he actually got upset by Crike, where he lost 0-2. But then he dropped to the loser's bracket, 2-0 Jada in Fox Sheik, 2-0 Ideas Guy, and then 3-0 Crike. So didn't drop a game to any of these players. And then went on and took the first set, reset grands over Michael 3-2, and then ended up getting 3-0'd in the second set. But props to Ganondorf, very impressive, rallying after getting upset in semis, just beating a bunch of pretty solid players, and taking first set of grands. Then the other player I want to highlight is Feihe. Feihe is a TO for Mole, and a super dope Peach player as well. So let me find. So Feihe actually getting upset by Rodney, or sorry, not getting upset, but losing to Rodney in his first set for definitely rallying, beating P, Thost, Crispy. That's upsetting Crispy and Thost before losing to Wamat game 3. I'm pretty sure that was a close set from last stock set from what I remember. So good stuff to Feihe, definitely outplacing his seed. I've definitely been impressed from what I've seen from him. Big Peach fan. So Ganondorf placing 2nd, Crike 3rd, and Michael with gold again. So Ganondorf took a set off him, but Michael still seems to be taking home gold each week. So, but for the last Mole of January of 2020, Mole 298 on January 31st, I want to highlight Crike and Sarlo. So Crike actually took winner semis over Michael 2-1 before losing to Ganondorf in winners finals 1-3, and that can go either way now. I'm not sure what the exact head-to-head is now. I think it's slight Ganondorf favor, but Crike's obviously shown he can do it. And then Crike actually taking Michael to game 5 in losers finals. And then Michael, bringing it back 3-0 and then 3-1. So Michael showing, even though he's getting upset or getting pushed a bit by, dropping games to Just and Ideas Guy and getting pushed to game 5, he rallies and just takes home the gold still. So props to Michael, props to Crike for getting the upset on him. And then the other player I want to highlight is Sarlo, or Sars, where he beat Pimple 2-0 before losing to Stro, not an upset. But then beating Pimple's brother, actually, Conway, beating Meister, the Sheik, beating Poopy Joe, and then beating Crispy 2-1. So, and then, rallying all the way to 5th place and losing Game 3 to Ideas Guy. So I'm assuming Sarlo went all Fox. I know he goes some Samus, but yeah, so impressive showing by Sarlo. And that's all I got. So I don't know how this format's going to stack up against the slideshow format or anything like that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get some feedback and just try and streamline some things and see what happens next. But thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna leave a link to all the brackets, and I'm gonna leave a link to the music artist that's playing in the background. Their name is In Love with a Ghost. Make some great music. Check out their Bandcamp. Thank you all so much for checking this out, and I'll see you all next time. And let's keep loving Melee. Psych everyone, the video is not actually over. I forgot to include a West Virginia monthly, the Cole Monthly 4 that happened in January that a lot of Pittsburgh players went to. So I just wanted to walk through this bracket a little bit. Shoutouts to Greg/Loop for reminding me to talk about this tournament. Want to give him and Fahey a shout out. Fahey doing well, upsetting Just and Mocha before falling to lost to Answer Game 3. Answer's a super solid Falco from West Virginia, and then losing to Thost. But Bone Gang, shoutouts to Greg again for reminding me, appreciate it. So just to talk through it a little bit, Crake went in as the first seed, beat 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, beat Jada 3-1 in winners finals. Jada actually ended up resetting set 1, and then Crake 3-0ing after the reset. But a lot of Pittsburgh players went to this tournament. So in this top 8, Craig got first, Jada got second, and then so 2 Pittsburgh players, and then Belgish, a West Virginia Fox, came in third, who double limited by Jada, lost 1-3 the first set, and then took Jada to Game 5. It was very close, fun set, and beat fellow West Virginia player Answer, Answer placing 4th, but then Pittsburgh taking both 5th places and both 7th places as well. Kandayo beating Rodney in a Game 5 Marth Ditto Marathon. Those 3-0ing Fahey. But yeah, a lot of Pittsburgh players, good representation. Big fan of the West Virginia Melee scene. Encourage everyone to go out to their tournaments. They host a fair amount. Almost Heaven's coming up. Almost Heaven 2, February 22nd. Everyone should attend. So thank you again for Loop for reminding me. Just wanted to include this. And see y'all later.